You're listening to Edge Radio TV. The views and opinions expressed in this program are that of the hosts or guests, and not the Edge Radio Network or its advertisers or affiliates.
Hey, happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to How You Livin on Edge Radio TV. Hope everyone had a great weekend. My name is Robin B. And hey, Dr. Kiva.
Hey, how's it going?
All right, how are you?
I am good. How was your weekend?
Don't ask. Don't ask. It was busy. I did get a little bit of gardening in, but for the most part, it was a working weekend. It was a lot. And I'm paying the price today. But yeah, we're going to talk about that, right?
Yeah, we're going to talk about...
We're going to get us a guest on to teach me how to go Zen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're looking for anybody who can
Zen
help
masters.
Zen. Give us a call, and we will have you on to help Robin and most of us to be able to self-care.
That's
to be
one
able
of my
to
biggest
kind of
issues.
pull back and at least have a day where you can unplug from everything.
That is definitely
and for
my
gardening
biggest
is really that
gardening
thing for
is
you.
my favorite thing. And then what happens, it got real hot. So I got irritated. Right? But I got some in, so that helped. I've got to learn how to embrace the heat the same way I try to embrace the cold. So, I'm a summer girl.
So when it's cold, you're like,
I hate
it's
the cold.
too cold.
I hate the cold.
I'm from Boston. I don't like the cold.
Ain't that crazy?
And then when it gets too hot, it's too hot.
I was miserable.
I'm from Boston. I don't like the heat.
You're right. But you know what? You have a point. But I always say I'd rather sweat than freeze. I'd rather be hot than cold.
I don't know. When it hits 100 degrees, I don't know.
Yeah, that's
I'll
a different
let you
story.
have that one.
You made me cuss. Right. Yeah, we're not looking for 100-degree weather at all.
Not in the least bit.
How was your weekend? Did you work all weekend?
If continuing education,
well,
learning more about
bad.
PI.
Okay, what's PI?
Personal injury.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because in the clinic we deal a lot with personal injury clients.
Okay.
And so it's just learning all the ins and outs.
Like soft tissue fractures.
Like brain trauma.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you hit a car or you get rear-ended. Your brain gets all kind of. That's
whiplash.
Really. So whiplash can affect brain trauma.
Okay.
And so we're looking at brain trauma and how even after you do therapy, say you do your therapy, a year into it, you probably need therapy.
So is that something you treat as well?
Yeah, I do. I do a lot of
with brain trauma.
Oh no, I send them out to a neurologist.
I'm like, wow.
So I know how to send people out.
Okay. Okay. I'm like, wow.
You establish those relationships.
I'm gonna send some people to you, right?
And I'm gonna refer them
clearly have brain trauma. That's what I believe anyway.
Yeah, no, they get sent out.
Okay.
I send out to a lot of different doctors, orthos, everybody. But yeah, so that was my weekend of just tuning up my PI info.
Well, that's very good.
Yeah, at least I got to sit on the couch and do it.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah,
exactly.
I was out in the elements, and that's kind of why I think it got to me. Allergies and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But one thing I did see is that there were a lot of news stories out about the PPP loan. So we're talking finances today.
Right.
And one thing I saw this morning I thought was very amazing is Sierra, the singer, and her husband, Russell Wilson. They are contributing something like, they donated $35,000 to a school. $900. It had to be more than 35,000, maybe a couple million, because they are funding 900 students. Elementary school or middle school students, so that they can get a head start on financial literacy.
So what are they creating a program, or they're giving them money towards?
I think it's a school, and I hate that it's Financial Literacy Month, so they're working with the West Seattle Public School System.
Okay.
And so hopefully that will be a catalyst to get more schools involved, because we know that if kids start early, they end up, a lot fewer of them will end up in bankruptcy court.
It was when I was a little girl. My mother tells me this story.
Okay.
Growing up in a single parent home, I wanted to get something, and she was like, well, I don't have any money on me. I was like, just write a check.
Right.
So I didn't understand that no money meant you could still write a check.
Right.
And that happened with my little cousin. I was like, I'm not paying for that. She was like, just use a credit card.
Your cousin said that?
And she said it to me.
Oh, okay.
Like,
okay.
you know,
so
use a credit card.
See how that cycle goes?
Yeah, but it's to understand that that also is related to money.
Right.
Because we got into a society now that we cash out, we Venmo, so you don't ever see the cash.
That's right.
And so you know, budgeting now has to be totally different.
Right. And the problem also is perpetuated in college. I know you probably remember they give you free T-shirts if you sign up for a credit card, and they're throwing credit cards at you. So not only do you have student loan, now you have all this credit card debt. And so it's perpetuated, and that has to stop. Schools are not, you know, they're not really being responsible in helping the students get.
I wonder, do they still have that?
I hope
those
not.
tables.
I hope not. I know
cards.
one thing that helped my son because he was a victim of that. We immediately got him in the Do you remember the CCC program? Credit. It was CCC. It stood for some kind of credit correction. I don't remember. But now he has A1 credit because he was traumatized from what that, you know, all that debt from before you even graduate from college. So, you know, that's good. I mean, that was one of the things. So I'm hoping the schools are not still doing that. Yeah, because that would,
I think as a parent, it's interesting. What do you do in order to teach your child how to be financially, you know, respectful, or how to budget, or the percentage you give to yourself towards taxes?
Yeah, I don't understand. Right.
Remember that first check you ever got? And you was like,
I know, where the hell did all this money?
Who is FICA?
Who's taking all my who was FICA, and what did they do for me? Right.
How they get in my money?
Right. So I absolutely hope that today's guest will give us some good, valuable information. Because there were people in there, you know, they're middle age and they're still struggling with credit issues.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Especially now. What do they say? We're always one paycheck away.
That's the truth.
You know, if an emergency happened, a lot of people can't even handle the emergency.
It seems like a pipe dream to have 6 months worth of salary. I think I literally have one friend that I'm aware of who literally had 6 months of salary so that she could quit her job. But for most people, that's, you know, that is very hard to attain.
Yeah, and I'm really curious about the PPP loan. Girl, for sure.
You're not alone. That is like he's probably one of the most popular people in Houston right now.
I know he probably has to turn off his phone.
He does. We talked about that. I said, you're going to have to hire a whole lot of more people after today's show.
Right.
Because he is kind of a PPP guru. He will explain how that works, as well as all other kind of financial questions.
Yeah, but I'm all in on that PPP.
Girl, who ain't? Right? And better than PPP is the EIDL loan. So if you're eligible for that, that's even more money. That's a lot more.
Really?
So he's going to talk about the EIDL loan too, which I don't think as many people are aware of, but it's huge.
Oh, see, that's why we're here, to help educate our listeners, so that way they can really be up on it, because you know, half the battle is education.
It sure is, and knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power.
That's right.
Wasn't that from Schoolhouse Rock?
Yeah, was it? I learned it from the school I went to. I told you I went to a school that was run by the nation.
But still, I think
and the big all on the wall it said knowledge is power.
Oh, okay.
So that's what.
So it got imprinted on your brain.
Very much so. So I'm always wanting to learn more, and especially when it comes to finances. So
yeah, that's where I need to work. Health and fitness, wellness.
Yeah,
yes.
You're good. You're good with that. And see, I need some help with learning how to chill. I really do. I really do.
See.
So
together we make the perfect one person.
We really do. Right. We're one. We'd make someone a great wife. You always say you got someone who's perfect in this area and someone who's perfect in that area. You know?
Booyaka.
So we can be someone's soulmate.
Exactly. You'd have to be a great guy.
Right. You got to be. Right.
Well, we're going to take a little short break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk finance.
Yeah.
So
please,
how to get that bag. If you have any questions, put them in Facebook, so that way we can ask our finance guru some questions.
Yeah, don't miss out, guys. We'll be right back.
Are you living just to get by? Are you looking for some blue sky? How you living? How you living? Are you living just to get by? Are you looking for some blue sky?
When people stop talking to each other, society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
And we're back with our special guest today, Mr. Ezra Spear. Ezra is a financial consultant, among many other things. You're also an author.
Yes, I am.
And he is the author of this book. It's called Wealth and Legacy Workbook. So you could tell us a little bit more about that. But why don't you, first of all, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Yes, we appreciate you.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, today, this is great timing because the PPP is still available. So that's great. But why don't you give us a little background on yourself?
Like my name is Ezra Spear. I've been in the financial services space for about 10 years now. Prior to that, I was in the military, U.S. Air Force. And really, when I got out and went on that journey of life we all go on, what are you going to do next, right? And so, like most of us, I wasn't given a financial blueprint. I didn't get $1,000 loan from my mom to go start life or $1 million, anything close to it. So a situation where I had to go figure it out. Fortunate enough, my undergrad's in accounting, so I had a good foundation. Yeah. And then with the pandemic, and it has been just bananas because people are really trying to make it. People were making money before, thought they were good, but then when business stopped, they got stuck. Yes. And they really had to take a minute to look at their finances and really reevaluate. When I got married 10 years ago, I wanted that same journey because I wanted to be the dad that said, children, you're not going to be able to get this because you don't deserve it, not because you can't afford it.
Right.
Those are two different things. That no means two different things. Right. So my no is you don't deserve. But I had to understand what that means because, like most of us, I have an expensive lifestyle. Right. There are certain things that I like. I didn't want to be the parent that had kids and said, you know what, I got to downsize my lifestyle. Right. No, I want to upgrade.
Right.
I'm traveling for Ford, not taking the bus. So for me, it really was a situation where I had to go and study. Okay, I had to break down when you buy a house, what is the amortization chart? Right. What does it actually mean? How can I pay my house off early? My utility bills, because we all have the same bills. Right. We just pay different for them, but our usage, a lot of it is the same. Okay. So therefore, we must understand. Okay, if I have to pay this bill, how can I pay the least as possible? Right. That's why I specialize in overhead reduction.
That's what I was about to ask you. So your company is Wealth Education Academy.
That's correct.
So basically, what high level? What is it that you guys do?
High level. I'm able to, because of these loans and helping people get PPP loans and EDIL loans, along with the shuttered venue grant for the artists and large venues. We also have the platform we work that just came available today, the restaurant revitalization opportunity.
Oh, I saw that.
It started today. So we have a full-blown accounting service now. We do bookkeeping because a lot of our people messed up because their books was in shambles.
Right. Yes.
You don't go see your tax guy at the end of the year and think that's all you have to do.
Right.
It's a monthly process.
Absolutely.
That you must stay on that journey. And so we are full-blown financial services. Everything financial we do. A lot of consulting and coaching because a lot of people, they don't know what they don't know.
Right.
You could be the best mechanic. I bring you a Mercedes, you could break it down, rebuild it. You give me the keys so I can drive it. But I promise you, I can't fix it.
Right.
So you have, it's a whole company, so it's a few of you guys?
Yes, I have a full team, CPAs, bookkeepers, staff accountants, a whole thing.
So, do you only service businesses or individuals available to come
I do
to you?
both.
Okay, but your specialty is entrepreneurs?
Right now, it has been because that's the biggest need.
Yes.
Right. Because with the business owners, they employ those others.
Right.
So if I help them, then they in turn will then have their employees maintain their employment.
Okay. Do you help with things like retirement and?
That's where I started at.
Oh, okay.
That's very good.
Yeah, that's definitely where I started.
Yeah, especially with a small business, because you don't have the same, structure as a corporation to be able to support you.
The emotional buy-in is different.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to pay for your business to stay operational.
Right.
Then you oftentimes lose yourself and sacrifice yourself because you want to make sure your employees are happy, but then you got to still save money for the kids.
Absolutely.
Save money for the spouse. And then you are last.
Right.
And so that becomes a problem. So we got to break the emotional buy-in down.
Do you help the companies establish benefits for their employees as well?
Yes.
Because that's one thing that's hard for small business owners is offering benefits.
Yeah, we do that as well. Benefit administration.
Okay.
I have health insurance companies, all the whole turnkey process.
Right.
Because my thing was when I started this, it's all about benefit, right? How can I best benefit that client? Because a lot of times people go, if I say do X, right? They go find somebody that does X, but they don't know how to implement X.
Right.
And so you got the implementation piece is vitally important. So I make sure we cover everything in house.
Yeah, because especially starting a small business, there's a lot of things that you don't think you're capable of doing. Because one, like you said, first you got to get the money coming in.
Right.
Then you have to pay your people that are working for you before you pay yourself. So sometimes you're like, well, insurance isn't something that is on the table for me because it really isn't affordable for the person who has a small business, because they try to still charge crazy amounts of money. So that's one thing you have to consider. And then on top of that, it's like, am I going to be able to do any kind of retirement, considering I'm just starting a business, I'm just getting money coming in, I don't have money to be able to give to a retirement.
You're right. You got to basically learn how to scale. Okay.
Right.
Because one location in a lot of different industries doesn't really get the job done. You must know how to scale and have that multiple, and also not be afraid of partnerships.
Right.
Because with the scalability comes partnership, comes additional revenue, and then you're able to scale, and then the extra money you're making, you're able to invest that. You're able to provide those benefits you were referring to, but then save for retirement as well. So it's I don't say it's detailed, but you have to pay attention. It's not going to fix itself.
Absolutely.
You can't just go, I'm open.
Right.
That's free.
And I agree. Partnerships could be super valuable because you hire someone who has a specialty you don't have. I agree with that. But let's get to the meat of the matter. Let's talk about PPP.
Because even with that, say the small businesses that did start last year, and then all of a sudden, along with sole proprietorships, partnerships, that the business started to go down. Now you're in a position of, well, I still want to have the business, but I do need the loan.
Yes. Yes.
And so to start with the loan process, a lot of loans, beginning of last year, actually all of last year, because of COVID, banks weren't giving those traditional SBA loans.
Right.
Everything was PPP, EDIL. And so now it's a situation where the SBA started opening up those alternative loan programs, more the traditional platform.
Right.
So for those new businesses, those loans are there. It's just that the underwriting guidelines in that process is months. Okay.
Because the first rollout was very poorly managed, right? It was
brand new.
Lots of very wealthy people ended up getting a PPP loan that had no business.
And then what determines a new business? Is a new business less than 2 years?
I think
February 15th, 2020. That was when you had to have been operational to get the SBA funding for COVID.
Okay.
Because it says you were a victim of that or
exactly. Business
of that.
Yeah, your business suffered because of COVID.
Right.
And so, of course, those amounts, if you were only in business 3 months prior to that, were vastly different than those who have been in business. And a lot of times what hurt our community was the fact that we were operating with not having a proper business license or credentials, meaning LLC, S Corp, things of that nature.
Could you just do it with a DBA, or it had to be a little bit deeper than a DBA?
It needed to be deeper than a DBA. It could work, but you weren't going to get a large lump sum of money.
Right.
They will give you some money, but it's what I call Band-Aid money. Right?
Right.
You're still struggling. You need some money, but it's not going to change your outcome.
Right.
You might just be able to mow a few more yards.
So what's the financial difference between the PPP loan and the EIDL program?
All right, so the PPP, you must have a tax return for 2019, number one. Okay. The Schedule C, whatever's on your gross revenue for line number 1 for your Schedule C, you take that number, divide it by 12, and then multiply that by 2.5. That's going to be the amount of money you're eligible to receive. Okay. Now, if you have a S corp or corporation, it's a little different number. It's 1120, but same concept. Your gross revenue is what it's going to be determined that number for. And then on your corporate tax return, it also has an item for salaries.
Okay.
Divide that by 12, then multiply by 2.5.
2.5.
That's what you need. You're going to receive.
Okay. So is there a ceiling though for the PPP? What's the maximum you can get
there
from that?
There is not necessarily a ceiling.
Okay.
But
I thought it was. No?
Yes, for independent employed individuals.
Okay.
Nobody making more than $100,000 can. Well, the cap is $20,833.
Okay.
You can get no more than that if you make more than $100,000.
Right.
Okay.
But as far as the amount of check they would give you, they will give you $200,000, $500,000, $100,000. They will give it to you. Based on your employee head count.
Okay. So if you were a sole proprietor. That's a whole different story.
Yeah, that's where the $20,833 comes into play.
Okay. Wait, my head is spinning
right
now.
Up and hire some people.
We're gonna take a little short break.
And we're gonna dumb it down a little.
So I'm like,
we're gonna have to bring it down
because we still haven't talked about the other loan that you were referring
to. The EIDL. Oh no, that's gonna. That's the pièce de résistance, right? That's a big one.
I can't say it in French. So we're just gonna take a little short break and join us and definitely ask questions so we can get all the information out there so we all can have our own Black Wall Street.
Absolutely. It's time.
Or any Wall Street.
Be right back.
Are you living just to get by? Are you looking for some blue sky? How you living? How you living? Are you living just to get by? Are you looking for some blue sky?
Edge Radio TV is holding auditions for new show hosts. Are you a subject matter expert, professional, influencer, book author, thought leader, or business owner with an educational or motivational platform? Then we want to meet you. Send a link of some of your work to edgeradio20@gmail.com and be sure to put audition in the subject line. Join the Edge Radio TV family. Edge TV, because truth still matters.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition, liftoff.
Don't push me because I'm close to the edge.
I'm trying not to lose my head.
Hey, this is the Talk About Unity show where I bring the talk.
And I bring the unity.
And together we talk about unity.
Unity is what matters. Come on. And right now in our country, that's what we've got to do. So we do that here. Talk About Unity on the Edge Radio Network. Be with us every week.
It's going to be awesome. It always is. And I tell you what, the more we seek first to understand, then be understood, we make progress.
And we like to do that. And that's why everybody's on the brink. We love what we do at Edge Radio because everybody's on the edge. We bring them back from the edge and we bring the unity. So we're just glad. Edge Radio Network every Tuesday morning, 10 a.m. Talk About Unity because here at Edge Radio Network, truth still matters.
Aren't you tired of not getting what you want in bed?
Are you ready to spice things up behind those closed doors?
Woo! We're here for you every hump day at 7 p.m.
This is Sex on the Edge with Jen and Hen. I'm Jennifer Reeves.
And I'm Hendrik Scott, and we are professional licensed sex therapists.
So remember to watch us Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Edge Radio TV, just in time for sexy time.
We're back with Mr. Ezra Spear, and he's talking all things financial today. And we're still on the subject of PPP loans because there's a short window left, right?
That is correct.
Okay, so when is the deadline?
Right now, it's May 31st. They have projected the funds have run out prior to then. But again, when you do apply, you still are looking at least a 3 to 4 week time period before you receive funds.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's not going to be applied 2 weeks later, I got my money.
Right. That's understandable.
But most people, some people, they're anxious.
Right.
They're on the basically business not going that great. They need it right now.
Right. Understandable too.
Emotional with it.
Yes.
And then also, if you have received the first round of PPP money, trying to get a second round, you need to have a profit and loss statement in order to get qualified to get a second one.
Profit and loss.
Yeah.
So 2 questions. One, why should someone come to an expert like you to get it done instead of doing it themselves? And 2, is that something that we really want as a small business?
All right, so I'm gonna answer number 1. The reason why you come to somebody like me is because we know how to navigate those waters. Because I've had people who have tried to do it themselves, and I encourage everybody, do it yourself.
Right.
Don't pay anybody. But if you don't know what you're doing, especially if you know your book's not in order, you're gonna need help.
Okay.
And not everybody reading comprehension is not everybody's skill set. And financial terminology is like going to a doctor. If I go see you by my back, I just know it hurts.
Right.
That's it. That's all I got for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't really self-diagnose or medicate myself. I don't want to OD.
That's a good
you
point.
don't want to be in bankruptcy with me.
That's a good point.
I malpractice to know my name.
Exactly. So it's a situation where
it's like going to a specialist.
Exactly.
Basically. Okay.
And we help cut down that time, because if you do it wrong,
right,
you're gonna be not getting any money. A lot of people who try to do it themselves didn't get any money.
Yeah, and especially with the deadline.
And that follow-up, that constant follow-up with SBA is a pain in the butt, right?
It is, and the whole time, it used to be short, but SBA now, they're open 7 days a week.
Okay.
7, even Sunday. I had clients calling me yesterday. They was trying to call me yesterday. I'm like, look, man, you call SBA, they're open right now.
I had no idea. They're open 7 till they're doing everything they can to help right now.
They can.
They're really trying to help recover.
So, but is it something that we should do ultimately?
Right. Now, going back to that question, and I want to ask the audience, when you sit down there and really think about your situation, are you trying to, what I call, maintain your business and provide for payroll purposes? Because that loan is for really payroll. They have made exceptions to include different things to get it forgiving. Or are you trying to scale your business or try to take a real bigger line item expenses? Because that loan is based on how much money you pay in payroll. Right. So it's not designed to really give you that extra cushion for your business to really grow your business.
Right.
Okay. Now the other loan, the EDIL loan, has more leeway with it and a higher dollar amount, but it also is credit based. Okay.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yes, it was credit based. So
if you have good credit, you're ahead.
It's not even good credit. You just gotta be decent credit. I mean, the credit score is a 570.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, but now here's the thing though. With the PPP, some people do get loan forgiveness.
That's right.
That's the
now
difference,
with the other one, is there even a program for loan forgiveness?
It's no, but you must understand what loan forgiveness means.
Okay. Well,
loan forgiveness means you are paying payroll taxes.
Okay.
So you still got to pay the taxes.
Exactly. Okay. So part of the forgiveness process, that loan was designed to keep people from being on unemployment.
Right.
To the verification shows that even if you go get, whatever payroll services you want to use, you're not paying for no endorsements. I don't name any right now. So, but they have to pay payroll taxes.
Okay.
So let's say you have 10 employees, yourself included, and you're paying payroll tax for 10 people. Give it take a quarter of taxes could be like $30,000.
Right.
So are you really gonna cut that check for $30,000?
Okay, right.
Okay, but you don't have to pay the other part of the loan with the loan forgiveness. You don't have to pay what you've paid them as far as their
salaries.
Their salaries.
Yes.
But you just still have to be responsible for the taxes.
That's correct.
Okay.
And
compared
most people
to all of it though, they sound like that's
no.
still
You understand? Human nature.
Okay.
I'm not paying them $30,000. So I'm gonna keep my money in my pocket. And then go try to get forgiveness.
Right.
Don't go well. You didn't follow the process.
Right.
So you need to already put that money aside for taxes.
Exactly.
Right. And then get the forgiveness.
Just like being self-employed, you got to pay your own taxes and you got to be really disciplined.
Exactly.
So, and it's all right. Human nature, like you
human
said.
nature, yeah.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people, when they hear forgiveness, they're not really thinking.
Understanding the process.
Right. They're thinking, okay, that's free money. That's free money.
Exactly. So forgiveness seems, okay, I use it for payroll. But keep in mind, 1099 employees are not employees.
Right.
You must be on payroll.
Right.
So 1099 is not an employee.
Correct.
Right.
So and that's another thing people not understanding. Okay.
So you give them a 1099, they're not an employee, but you're still responsible for that
money
for those taxes.
Exactly.
And then they're responsible again for their taxes.
Exactly. So 1099 doesn't count.
Okay. So the EIDL loan is your preference.
It is my personal preference. Okay. Let me tell you why.
Okay, and let's say what it stands for. EIDL.
Don't even get people confused.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna keep it simple. Okay. I'm gonna keep it real simple.
No pun.
Disaster loan recovery.
Yes. EDIL. They go to Google. It's easier.
Yeah.
So keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
Okay.
The reason why I like that loan so much more. One, it does not end until December 31st.
Oh.
2021.
Okay.
All year. Number one. Number two. 570 minimum credit score. So if you don't have good credit right now, you have 7 months to get it fixed.
Right.
Okay. If you have started your business prior to February 15, 2020, you qualify. Okay.
Okay.
You don't need to submit a tax return. PPP loan, you have to have a tax return.
Okay.
Now you still need to have done your taxes.
Okay.
But you don't need that to submit to get the loan.
But you do need a tax ID, right?
EIN number.
Yeah, EIN number.
But let me explain why.
Okay.
All right. So say you're sole proprietorship. You're doing everything on your social security number. Say you have an EIN number.
Right.
You both go get the loan. Right. Because it's a business loan.
Right.
It's going to report to your business credit report.
Okay.
You have a social security number. So say you don't have a house, you're going to buy a house. But then you got a loan from the SBA and your social security number.
Right.
That debt to income ratio you have is way higher.
Yes.
Than what she has over here.
Okay.
Because yes, she has a loan, but it's not on her personal credit report.
Okay.
Yours would be.
Right.
Okay. So that's good information. Okay.
And that's why you need the EIN number.
Okay. So say you're like, well, yes, I'm a sole proprietorship. The only salary I'm doing is for self, because I think sole proprietors can also do PPP loans.
That's correct.
And so that person automatically knows, well, I'm gonna have to pay taxes, but I only have to pay taxes on myself. I don't have to pay taxes for the group, basically.
Correct.
So you still say that other loan is still better for that person also?
Yes, because what are you doing with the money? All right, it's 20. If you can go through all the hassle and wait 3 weeks or 4 weeks to get the money, the same timelines for the bigger dollar amount, right?
Right.
So are you going to? What are you trying to do? Are you just trying to pay payroll? Because that money's gonna be gone in 2 months.
Right.
Are you going to try to do something really for your business?
Right.
So with the EIDL loan, which you could get up to what, $1 million, $2 million?
$500,000 per business.
Okay.
So if you have multiple businesses, it's $500,000. $500,000.
If you have 3 LLCs, you can get $500,000.
1.5.
Okay, that's nice.
And you got to pay it back.
And you have to pay it back.
You have to pay it back.
It's not one of those. And I think that's the thing that's always limiting to me is loan.
Well, it gives you 30 years.
No, you're right.
Back.
No, but you're right. Loan is.
Yeah.
So,
but you always want to spend other people's money. You don't want to be spending your own money running your business.
Yeah,
that's
correct.
It's the fact of paying it back.
Yeah.
But you understand something like this too. What is your business about? Making money?
Right.
Are you really in business? Are you really a CEO? Because we know a lot of people who put CEO on their business cards and on their. Are you really a CEO?
Right.
Are you really gonna be for real and be a CEO?
Right.
All right. Are you just gonna be a small business owner? There's nothing wrong with both.
And CEOs talk about that is good.
So do you also counsel?
I do.
You counsel those that are scared,
right? When you said right. First thing was financial consultant.
And this is a workbook.
Where's my book?
Yeah.
This is a beautiful workbook.
Yeah, I need a workbook.
Now let me tell you about this book.
Yeah, this
every
is awesome.
word was written by me. This ain't no ghostwriter, nothing like that. It's copyright. I wrote every word of it.
It's a beautiful book. So do you give that to each of your clients? Is that required reading?
So before COVID, I was actually doing workshops and seminars inside the church.
Okay.
I do a lot of conventions, things of that nature. So I do a lot of public speaking, training these things. Training on financial literacy, so on and so forth.
Okay.
But because our people, and like I said before, I started off doing personal retirement planning.
Right.
And so that book is basically a condensed version of a one-on-one retirement plan.
Okay.
It's every question I was asked for like 7 years.
Great.
In one book. Because it was just repetitive. But I'm like, you know what? There's the meat and potatoes behind it, the passion behind it, because I did it designed based on my daughter's life. Okay. We also, nobody told me as a child what should I do.
Right.
So I really mapped it out in the introduction. My daughter was born right at, I think, 2011. Okay. And I wrote it all the way out to her retirement.
Right.
That's the design of that book.
So that is a gift for parents everywhere. That's
a gift of love for sure.
It really is.
Well, let's take a little short break so we can make sure to get all your information and see if we have any audience questions or any Facebook questions, because it's a lot.
It is a lot.
And I would definitely suggest you get in contact if you're anything like me, who's fearful of loans and need to think big outside the box.
That's the man.
He's gonna definitely. He is the man for sure.
Listen, I'm scared too, but being broke,
is
scary. I'm so terrified.
I can't be scared and broke. Not scared and broke. Gotta pick one.
Pick one.
So let's take a little short break and join us and come right back.
Are you living just to get by? Are you looking for some blue sky? How you living? How you living? Are you living just to get by? Are you looking for some blue sky?
We work our whole lives to support our families. With one accident or illness, it can all be gone in an instant. Now there's a smart, affordable way to protect your family. Go to findhealthbenefits.com and discover low-cost life insurance for as little as $2 per month. Add to that a tax-deferred annuity that can help you protect your assets and grow your money for retirement. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. A critical illness can strike without warning and wipe out your life savings. In fact, it's the #1 reason for bankruptcy. Find Health Benefits offers an affordable solution. Get up to $50,000 if you get cancer, stroke, or a heart attack, giving you the peace of mind to focus on getting better while the plan helps you to pay your bills and medical expenses. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. 66% of seniors spend more time shopping for cable TV than Medicare plans. Most say because it's just too confusing. Laws change every year. The wrong plan could cost you thousands and prevent you from seeing the doctors you want. Introducing FindHealthBenefits.com. Save time, save money, see specialists without referrals. Go to FindHealthBenefits.com or call 877-235-6094 for this informative brochure.
Society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
Hey y'all, I'm Robin B.
And I'm Dr. Kiva.
And we just want to know
how you living.
Join us every Monday
at noon Central Standard Time
here on Edge Radio TV. Take care.
When people stop talking to each other, society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
We're back once more with Mr. Ezra Spear, and we're just wrapping up some of our really burning questions we need to know on financial literacy.
He's in the hot seat.
He is in the hot seat, and we got some burning questions. That's good.
I'm ready. Let's go ahead.
All right. Well, do you have one that you wanted to ask before? Because I have like 12,000
go for
questions. Well, I just wanted to know, and I might know the answer. Do you have a preference as far as business is concerned, whether they're funded through a credit union or a bank? Is there one that's better than the other?
It depends on your type of business.
Okay.
All right. So for me, like this year and really starting last year with the ice storms and bad weather we have in Houston, right? My thing was I got to do business outside of the state and outside of the city.
Right.
So if that's the case scenario, most of your credit unions are locally based.
Right.
Okay, so if you want to stay local in the neighborhood, within what kind of operation you have, then say you're cutting grass, landscaping business.
Okay.
You can use a credit union, it's fine.
Right.
Okay.
But if your goal is to scale across the country, you're going to need to have multiple branches in multiple cities.
Good point.
So I have a bank that does that.
Okay.
But you know, it's interesting you say that because you know, you've always kind of told that if you can stay with a local bank, ideally, because they can form a better relationship.
They say that, but it depends on, like, again, where's your money coming from? I need my people to make deposits.
Right.
I need them coming in.
I guess, like you said, it depends on what type of business. Because for me as a clinic, you know, I am local.
Correct.
You know.
Yeah. So and typically larger banks have a lot of turnover. You know, because people move around a lot.
Right.
So therefore, you're right. The credit union has a more of a or lower turnover typically.
That's
right.
But me, I do business at both.
So I like to do the same. You're right.
Yeah.
So, but you would definitely recommend whether you bank with a bank or a credit union, establish a good relationship.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. That's how things.
You know, it's so weird because it's like, what is a good relationship nowadays? You can take a picture and make a deposit.
No, let me tell you what.